young people are flocking back to church in large numbers. I saw this post a few days ago on Instagram. It really gave me joy in my heart because it was like 2025. I have seen young people adopting morality. All of a sudden, young people care about faith, and young people, I mean, like from people who are able to make their own decisions. So I would say from high school to that college and young professionals category. So these people who were supposed to be out there partying and doing all that stuff, but I have seen around the world in the midst of all this chaos, because there's too much chaos going on. I'm telling you, there's too much. There's war, there's famine, there's uh, poison to morality, there's lack of respect for elder people, there's mixture of culture, a lot of misidentification. By what I mean is like, gender dysphoria and all that stuff. But in the midst of this chaos, I have seen the move of God, and there's a very, and it's I would call it, it's a fire. It's like a fire in desert grass. It's spreading so fast, but people don't see it, because if you focus on negativity, all you see is negativity. But I'm focused on the positivity that's happening around the world. People are being spiritually awakened. People are seeing, people are finding truth in the midst of all these lies that we've been told for a long time. People are getting educated even in rural areas in Africa. Finally, African leaders are waking up and discovering that, this they're not giving neo-colonialism and modernized colonialism any chance anymore. They want to get out of it. They want to make better socio-economic decisions that will, impact the future of Africa in a better way. And how does faith, how is faith involved in all of this? Because I feel like faith will allow you to embrace the truth, and once you embrace the truth, you'll be able to tell yourself whether you're moving in the right direction or not. You'll be able to, just avoid some of the things that faith discourages, like laziness and taking shortcuts and all that stuff. And by working hard and avoiding, just taking care of what you have as a person, as a people, and knowing that other people shouldn't take advantage of what you have, or like the resources in Africa and all that stuff. I feel like faith is a big factor in making sure that people are spiritually awakened. When you're spiritually awakened, you become to have identity. You begin to have identity in yourself and respecting yourself more and wanting more for yourself. And by doing this, you actually create an ambition that will fuel other people to move in the same direction, or also encourage other people to desire more. And I feel like we have the potential as Africa to rise against all these lies that we have been told, that we're insufficient, that we're never going to come out of poverty, and that we're dependent on European countries or Western countries. We are not dependent on them. Actually, it's the other way around, but we benefit from them. They do benefit from us. So it's a symbiotic relationship. But they're making it seem like is Africa is dependent on them because Africa is poor and all that. Africa has never been poor. We just didn't have enough resources to harvest the resources that we had. We didn't have the machinery to, harvest the gold. You see that? So we had to make a contract with someone who had the machinery. But they took advantage of us. They took a better share of the deal. And unfortunately, our forefathers, predecessors in the leadership sector in Africa, they did not know anything about social economic decisions. They only knew they needed power and they needed money and they needed to make better decisions for their people. And they signed treaties that are haunting us till today. I would say by talking about this issue more often and more people being involved in it, people being having awareness about whatever is going on in Africa, and also embracing faith, I think it's a decision towards making a change. Because if you don't talk about something and talk about what you need, if you don't self-advocate, if you don't do that as Africa and demand better deals, negotiate better deals with all these Western companies and Western leadership, we will still remain subject to them, and in turn still be at loss. I think we have the potential of making a big shift within the next 20 years, especially with AI, education, what do you call it, like the way there is people are getting education, there's literacy in all the other languages. Where Africa is very rich because apart from speaking our own indigenous languages, we can also speak the Western languages, something that they can't. So we have a power. Every average African out there is speaking 3 languages, but every average European or Western person is speaking less than 2 languages. It means we're smarter, and we have more potential because we can make more deals, because we can be able to speak more languages. So we have more diverse look at the world. I think this is a power we have. We don't even know we do, but it's something we should look at. We should look at and give it a chance. Give it a chance. Let's talk about it more in the next video.